has been an awakening. Have you felt it? The dark side. And the light.
What's up, world? This is So
C Monty.
And this is Nerd Era.
All right, so earlier this week, you guys saw my trailer reaction video to the Star Wars Episode VII, The Force Awakens trailer. And I was really excited and hyped for it. First thing right off the bat, I do want to correct one little mistake I made during that trial. It was 8:30 in the morning, I was tired. I called BB-8 BB-88. Major nerd faux pas. I'm sorry, guys. My brain wasn't processing right. But,
slap on the wrist for that. But yeah, man, we're here to talk Star Wars. This week, the Star Wars trailer dropped, and collectively, the world just lost their minds.
Broke the internet.
I struggled even getting tickets. You know, it was really a big cultural phenomenon, I think, Star Wars. It's amazing to see this many people excited to see a science fiction fantasy film. Like,
it
feels good. It's a good day to be a nerd.
It's like this trailer was so awesome that we all just kind of collectively forgot the prequels. It's like, and we're all hyped about it again.
So, you know, we've already watched your trailer or your video discussing how you feel about the trailer. I'm gonna just share a couple of my opinion real quick. I really like the trailer. I think it's great. I actually kind of prefer the second trailer just a tad bit, just because I think the second trailer, A, had that big moment with Han Solo.
Yeah, touch on the nostalgia factor.
Right. And B, I think the music that was composed for the second trailer was a little bit better. Like, I liked when you see Finn sitting in the sand and Rey's hand comes and he grabs it, and the way the score just swells at that point. I think it worked. The choreography of the music worked a little bit better for me in the second trailer. Also, what I didn't like about this trailer was that last moment between Kylo Ren and Finn when they both let their lightsabers up and they look like they're about to attack, and then it cuts to the title card. Literally, they could have given us one more second of footage. Like you don't even see them swing their swords. Like, you could at least have them swing their swords a little bit. Like, you know, like
if the lightsabers had clashed and then we get the cut, I'd have been happy.
Perfect.
But as it stands right now, it kind of felt like very Godzilla 2014. Where he squares off with the Muto, and then like it cut to him, the kid watching it on the news, like.
It was just a tease, man. It was just a tease. You know, I really felt like they could have shown a little bit more. But I will applaud J.J. Abrams and company for holding so much back story-wise with the promotions of this film. I don't think I've ever seen a major film this, guarded, in terms of the story elements and everything. And there's literally like a million theories. I mean, listen, there's things that you can kind of infer, and we'll talk about our theories soon, but there's things you can infer, and I'm sure a lot of these theories are going to end up being correct. You know what I mean? So
because this is like the same thing, like, Benedict Cumberbatch is not Khan. Yeah, he was Khan.
Right.
You're not fooling anybody, JJ.
Right. And if you have a million nerds thinking about all the possible different theories, one of them's going to be correct. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's a good chance that a lot of people's theories are right. But I'm just really, really impressed at how much they're hiding from the general audience with this trailer. Like, it's doing a really, really good job.
I was raised to do one thing. But I've got nothing to fight for.
I'm just gonna share a couple of my theories. Maybe you can get, your theory. My theories are actually more based on the poster than the trailer, because I feel like the poster, reveals more. So the poster, which I didn't love the poster either. The poster I felt like was a little bit too busy. If you look at other other Star Wars posters have way fewer characters. There was a mock-up poster that he did for Comic-Con of Force Awakens that was really good. It just had Finn, Rey, Poe, and a couple other characters. It was really, really nice. One thing I noticed about the poster is that you see Kylo Ren's lightsaber and Rey's staff parallel to each other.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you see a light and a dark side almost of what we're assuming is the Force. Now, we don't know if Rey's going to be Force sensitive, right?
Yeah.
I feel like she's got to be Force sensitive. But it's also interesting.
And it's just because, before we started filming, we talked about it, in the new trailer, you see like when it focuses and it pauses on Rey's face and the way her mask looks, and it's making sure to stay on there long enough so you could absorb the details of the mask. And then there's the same thing with Kylo Ren's mask later on, and they look very similar. And one is white and one is black.
It's almost like, are these two peas from the same pod, and maybe they've gone on different paths.
Exactly.
You know
like
what I mean?
They're related somehow.
Right. So it kind of feels that way. I also feel like, when you look at Rey, she looks like a badass almost. Like, there's that one scene where she's shooting her blaster, she's got anger on her face. Like, she looks like she's gonna get really emotional. And I'm just wondering, like, if she's Force sensitive, could she potentially be a Sith? Now, I have a lot of questions in terms of who's Jedi, who's Sith, who's Force sensitive in this film. Is anyone even Force sensitive? Because it's like, just because someone has a lightsaber.
Well, we know Leia at least is.
Well, right. But just because we see somebody with a lightsaber, that doesn't mean that they're Force sensitive or they're Jedi or a Sith. Like, we don't even know if Kylo Ren is Force sensitive. Now, there is one shot in the trailer where he reaches his hand out.
Well, then there's also the thing where he's doing something to...
Right, he's putting his hand...
Oscar Isaac's character.
Poe Dameron is name. Very interesting. We obviously know from the trailer that Kylo Ren is like a Darth Vader fanboy.
Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started.
So I do feel at the very least he's Force sensitive.
Yeah, it would make sense, but you never know. Maybe he's not Force sensitive, and maybe he's just like
trying too hard.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know, but ultimately, it's gonna be interesting to see who's aligns with what. But throughout the film, and not even this one, I'm thinking all the way to Episode 9.
Yeah.
These characters are going to change, right?
Yes.
I mean, if you look at every single trilogy, or the two previous Star Wars trilogies, you saw Anakin become Darth Vader in the first trilogy. You saw Luke become a Jedi, and almost even contemplating becoming a Sith at some point in Return of the Jedi. So it would be interesting to see, maybe Finn starts off as a Jedi in this film. Maybe Rey starts off as a Jedi. Who knows? They might be corrupted. Or maybe Kylo Ren becomes a Jedi. Maybe he goes from Sith to, there's a lot of different things that they can do in terms of, these character paths. So.
And see, that's the thing too, because I personally suspect that Finn is at least Force sensitive. I don't think that it's a coincidence that the camera shot lingers, like he's walking past the X-Wing pilot, the camera kind of lingers on him as Han is saying the words, and the Jedi.
Right, yeah.
Like, because he's doing this whole, like, the dark side and the Jedi and, like, focus on Finn.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like these two trailers, I'm only talking about this one.
It could be a tease. You're right.
It could be a bait and switch, because it's like they do the same thing in the second trailer when they're like, I have it, my sister has it, my father had it. When they said my father had it, they showed.
Screen went dead. Sorry, guys.
When they said my father had it, they showed Darth Vader's helmet.
Yeah.
When they said my sister's had it, we see a lightsaber being handed to a female hand, assuming that's Leia, right?
Yeah.
And when he says I have it, we see this hooded figure with a robotic hand touching R2-D2. Just assuming that's Luke, but it might not be Luke.
It might not be, but if it is, it does, because you have a lot of people say we haven't seen Luke in the trailers yet. That's Luke right there. Like, so we have.
I mean, there's no confirmation. Also, on top of which, a lot of people are saying Luke could potentially be a villain. How do you feel about that theory?
I think it'd be interesting. I don't think, like, if he's like a villain, I don't think it's a villain in the traditional sense. Like, I don't think he'd be a Sith.
So you don't think he's the big bad? Like, you don't think that? Because Kylo Ren, there's a character called Grand Admiral Snoke or something like that. Who's played by
Andy
Serkis. That's Kylo Ren's top guy in command. That's who he talks to. But do you think there's any chance that maybe Luke is there somewhere, and he has something to do with that?
At this point, I'm accepting all possibilities except for one theory. I think I'm gonna personally try call debunking right now. Kylo Ren is not Luke. Like, people are like, what if Luke is Kylo Ren? Like, no. We know Adam Driver is Kylo Ren.
The people who say that are not nerds like us. They obviously have not seen. We see the back of Kylo Ren's head.
He has the long Adam Driver hair. He's skinny. He's way too, no offense to Mark Hamill, but he's not exactly even when he was young in Star Wars, he wasn't that slender.
But not only that though, we've seen Entertainment Weekly photos of Kylo Ren without his mask off as Adam Driver.
Yeah.
So there's no question that so those people are just misinformed. But it's just interesting to me because I love theorizing about Star Wars, and so much could happen. But I mean, there's got to be a reason they're holding Luke back. Like it's like and even Leia, like they showed her for like a half second. It's really interesting. But moving on, so we talked about theories. What was your favorite moment of the trailer?
I mean, I'd have to say that it's Finn and Kylo Ren squaring off. I wish they had shown a little bit more. But like, if those of you who actually sat down and watched my trailer reaction video, you know that's the part. Like, that was the moment where I was most like, oh yeah, like
you know what that scene looks like to me? It looks like Kill Bill when Oren Ishii fought the bride.
Exactly.
That dark, snowy night like scene. It looks like I can't wait to see that. I have two favorite moments. My first one is when Kylo Ren is in his like spaceship or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to say it's the Star Destroyer. I don't want to say it's the new Death Star. We got to talk about that in a second.
Yeah, because they did tease that in the poster.
But he's kneeling in front of Vader's helmet and he says, "I'm going to continue what you started." And there's like all that red light coming through the window. I think I saw a lens flare too, courtesy of J.J. Abrams. I think that was just so powerful to me. Like just the fact that we have Vader's legacy and being continued by it. I don't know, that specific scene just really, really moved me. But my favorite part is when Han Solo says, "It's all true."
There are stories about what happened.
It's true. All of it.
Because at first, like, I saw a lot of nerds raging out. They're like, it doesn't make sense that no one knows who the Jedis are and no one believes in everything. Why has, everything been erased from people's memories? And I'm like, wait a minute, think about it.
Because all that stuff was behind the scenes anyway.
All of it was behind the scenes. And in the first Star Wars, New Hope took place 17 and 20 years after, Revenge of the Sith.
When all the Jedi were wiped out during the Clone Wars.
And already in that film, you could see that people were, like, already skeptical.
Yeah, you had the guy like you were scared of your superstitions, Vader. Like,
and then even in Return of the Jedi, they were talking about Jedi being an old religion or a dead religion. They're not even talking about it. So 30 years after that, it's very plausible that no one believes.
When like Luke is the only one who like has actually trained in his abilities and may have disappeared,
right?
And like just gone off the reservation, so he's not around doing Force stuff. So it makes sense that nobody would know about it. But the stories would still be there and they would hear about it.
I mean, there's billions of people in this Star Wars universe. It's not like Planet Earth where there's just a planet. There's all the people on planet Earth multiplied by what, 1,000, a million? There's like all these planets.
This is across a galaxy, not even just a solar system, a galaxy.
We're talking about a handful of people who have these Jedi abilities. So it's very, even when Jedis were actually functional, there's people who didn't believe in them. You know what I mean? So I really think it's so cool that Han Solo is basically these movies that we know we love.
And what I like about it too, and this is a meme that I saw, like they juxtaposed the two things because like in the original trilogy when it first came out, it's like Han Solo had this whole thing about like, oh, there's no secret force dictating my future and everything like that. It's all like parlor tricks and sleight of hand and stuff like that. Like he didn't believe in the force. And then in this trailer, it's like it's all true.
Yeah, it's all true. Yeah,
the dark side. So it's basically like this kind of like I've seen some shit, man.
He's
like,
a believer.
I've seen things.
That's a good point. He's come full circle. He used to be the skeptical one. Now he's the one trying to get people to believe. Yeah. That's definitely really, really interesting. All right, so here's another question. How much money do you think this movie is gonna make? Give me two figures. Give me opening weekend and overall. Well, and opening weekend, give me your domestic prediction, and then overall, I want your worldwide take.
All right, so opening weekend, honestly, based on pre-sales and everything like that, I don't see this thing not making at least 200 mil. I feel like it's definitely gonna crack at least that, if not more. Worldwide, definitely at least $1 billion. Probably way more. I really do think that this movie's gonna topple Avatar as the top grossing movie of all time.
All right, well, opening weekend, man, I'm on the fence. Like,
Like I don't want to pinpoint too specific of a figure, but I know like if a movie like Jurassic World could do 210 on its opening weekend, if movies like Avengers, which which because they're comic book movies, they do have that cultural iconism.
What did Age of Ultron do? Like 187 or something like that?
Yeah, like so if movies like that could do around 200, something like that, something like Star Wars, that's so huge, that's such a huge cultural, iconic film, and we've been waiting for like a good one for years. You know, discluding the prequels and everything like that. We've been waiting for a continuation. Our entire Star Wars nerd culture has been waiting for a continual of the Luke, Leia, and Han story for years, plus whatever new stuff they're throwing into. So I definitely see this one just like being a box office monster. So breaking and setting records.
Does it beat Jurassic World?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jurassic World is 219. So let's just say it's 220.
Yeah.
Just for, and then your worldwide is going to be 2 billion.
I'll go 1.5 just to go for the under.
Well, Avatar was like a little over 2 billion when it's all said and done, right? It's right. It's yeah.
But that might be including like video sales and everything. We're talking about box office.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna say it's gonna shatter Jurassic World. I'm most concerned about the holiday season and just how that affects ticket sales, but the hype for this film is too strong, and the numbers on the pre-sales are just too exceptional.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, to the point where, you know, I don't think I bought 2 tickets for myself alone, and I don't think I've ever bought multiple tickets for multiple showings ever. And I'm a movie nerd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I bought plenty of pre-sale tickets before, but I've never bought 2 pre-sale tickets because I was like, I want to see it on Thursday and Friday. Yeah. Like, I've never done that before.
It's like the other side to that too is like we've seen movies do great in pre-sales. We've never seen movies have so many pre-sales that movie theater websites crashed.
It shattered the Hunger Games record on AMC by 10 times. Like 10 times. It's a great time. All I can say is it's a great time to be a nerd. It's a great time to, you know, love this stuff. I'm definitely gonna watch the original trilogy at least one more time before. I just recently watched all 3 films, and Episode 3 because I like Episode 3 a lot. Well, we're all gonna find out December 17th when Star Wars: The Force Awakens comes to a theater near you.
I know I'm gonna be there.
It's Piso.
C Monty.
It's Nerd Era.
Where nerd culture reigns supreme. Seriously.
Peace.
The dark side. A Jedi. They're real.
The Force. It's calling to you. Just let it in.